rockets are like geographically more difficult, of course, and also, Western Ukraine, it contradicts.
I seem to have lost Ola. We'll get her back in just a moment. I want to show you what's happening with the sanctions that have been imposed, because Russia's invasion of Ukraine has come at a big cost to the Russian people. A slew of sanctions aimed at crippling the Russian economy have been announced by governments the world over. Even companies like Apple and Google have restricted access to their app stores in Russia. Passenger and cargo airlines have suspended services. Yachts, private jets and assets of Russian oligarchs are being seized.
Без вас, Ukraine.
We have proven our strength. We have proven that. At a minimum, we are exactly the same as you are. So do prove that you are with us. Do prove that you will not let us go.
Доведіть, що ви разом з нами.
While Russian artillery pounds and pulverizes targets in Ukraine, the West has let its dogs of war loose on the Russian economy. It's been 7 days since President Vladimir Putin's troops crossed the border into Ukraine. Since then, a slew of sanctions aimed at crippling the Russian economy has been announced.
The United States Department of Justice is assembling a dedicated task force to go after the crimes of the Russian oligarchs. We're joining with European allies to find and seize their yachts, their luxury apartments, their private jets. We're coming for your ill-begotten gains.
The big sanctions against Russia include freezing assets linked to Putin, his top officials and their families. Even the Swiss have shed their historical neutrality to freeze the assets. Freezing of nearly $300 billion in Russian foreign exchange reserves held in Western nations. Cutting several Russian banks off from the secure global payments messaging system, SWIFT. Ban on transactions with Russian Central Bank and the Russian National Wealth Fund. Complete freeze on technology transfer to Russian companies. Halting of the certification of the strategic Nord Stream 2 gas pipeline by Germany. And airspace closure by Europe, US and Canada. The immediate impact on Russia has been brutal. Ruble tumbled 40% against the US dollar. Interest rates were hiked to 20% to contain the fallout.
A Russian dictator invading a foreign country has cost around the world. And I'm taking robust action to make sure the pain of our sanctions is targeted at the Russian economy.
The private has also joined in punishing Putin. BP and Shell have announced exit from their Russian joint ventures. Visa and MasterCard have blocked Russian financial institutions. Apple and Google have restricted access to their app stores in Russia. Passenger and cargo airlines have suspended services to Russia. Boeing has stopped servicing and providing spare parts for Russian airlines. World's 3 top shipping services, Maersk, CMA and MSC, have suspended deliveries to Russia. Facebook is demoting posts from Russian-owned media. FIFA and Formula One have suspended Russia for now. While the West may not be deploying foot soldiers against the Russian military columns in Ukraine, its boardroom machinations have opened a new front, changing the face of future wars forever. Bureau Report, Business Today TV.
I'm going to slip into a very quick break right now. When we come back, we'll have officers from the Army, Navy, Air Force with us here in the India Today War Room. We'd look at what's happening on the battlefield in Ukraine. We'd also look at what could happen next. We'll analyze all of what happened between the Ukrainian Army and the Russian Army on day 7. And we'll try and get a sense of where this battle could be heading next. Details on the other side from the India Today War Room.
Russia Russia declared war on Ukraine as the world was plunged again into crisis, with the only Indian team in the real war zone.
This is Mariupol. You hear a series. Hear this sound.
I will show you a quick, so to say, bombshell room tour.
I can smell the gunpowder in the air.
And without pause, India Today totally dominates viewership and smashes the competition. When it's the world's biggest news story, there's only one gold standard of journalism.
Ukrainians are armed and ready to defend their motherland. Amongst their choice of weapons are homemade Molotov cocktails. Now, these are not to be confused with your regular cocktails because these Molotovs are not for sale. What is a Molotov cocktail? Known as the poor man's grenade, the Molotov cocktail is an incendiary weapon. This handheld weapon is a breakable glass bottle which has a flammable substance, which could be anything ranging from petrol, alcohol, motor oil or napalm. Stuffing it with a cloth wick on fire. Once the flammable substance is filled in the bottle, a cloth wick is stuffed into the bottle and it is then lit on fire before being launched. When the bottle is hurled and smashed, the flammable liquid turns into a fireball, spreading its flames in all directions. Molotov cocktails are known to be used by groups or individuals who are short on regular military issue weapons. In the past, it has been used in riots, urban guerrilla warfare, gang wars, and even against invading armies. This weapon is named after the non-aggression Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact, which was signed in 1939 between Nazi Germany and the Soviet Union that split Poland into Germany and Soviet territory, while also ceding Finland to the Soviets, who had earlier controlled it under the Russian Empire. The name Molotov cocktail was coined by the Finns, referring to the then Soviet Foreign Minister Vyacheslav Molotov's propaganda. He declared on Soviet state radio that bombing missions over Finland were actually airborne humanitarian food deliveries for their starving neighbors. So the Finns sarcastically started calling the Soviet